Hello and welcome back to the only show with more boba than a hipster tea shop. I'm Max.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Luke.
And this is Force for Thought. All right, hello and welcome back. Today we are doing another ranked episode. If you've clicked on this episode, you already know we are doing Bounty Hunters Ranked, but this time we're doing it a little bit differently than we have in the past because as I was working towards hosting this episode, and I was trying to find out how we wanted to do it, and I started coming up with a list of the Bounty Hunters to get my top 5, and then I was like, I really can't believe that we're going to have any different top 5s.
Yeah.
Like I feel like everything else we can at least have some diversity with. This one, I was like, the top 5 is going to be everyone's top 5.
Well,
so
we know that in ours it'd be Dengar, and Luke's it would not be Dengar.
So
Probably.
I decided to do
I
it.
just don't like his costume. I like Dengar. We'll get into it, I assume.
That Dengar, half of him is the costume.
Almost all of him is the costume.
Yeah, I was gonna
he has
say.
very little screen time.
Well, it might be how it goes for a lot of these bounty hunters, but we'll see.
Also, I want Boba, so thanks for that.
The Boba tea joke?
You want Boba
You
now?
like that?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's great.
I know I made fun of it, but I love it.
yeah.
So we are doing a tier list ranking of all the bounty hunters. So if you're listening to this, you can listen along. We'll explain it as we go, but I will have the tier list up on the screen for our viewers at home. So you can also look at the tier list as we go.
Yes, because we're a video podcast now
Exactly.
on YouTube and probably not Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Sorry, Lucian. I just don't. I think there's too much pressure. If you want to do the video, just go there. I'm sorry, it's a pet peeve.
I don't know how to get our video on Spotify. I know that is a way to do it. I don't know. Well, yeah.
It's too much pressure, I feel like. Every time I see a podcast that is on Spotify that does video, I'm like, I can't click on it because I know you can minimize it, but I don't. It's too much pressure. It's like I
never
have
do
to
Spotify
watch it.
head video.
Yeah, I don't love it.
Maybe it's from watching all these videos on YouTube back now since we started video, but I can feel myself already watching this episode and hitting fast forward 10 seconds to get to the tier.
I can see it
I'm
too.
really excited for this format.
So
All
am
right,
I,
so
yeah.
here we go. Let's get into it. For those of you who, for whatever reason, might not know how tier rankings work, the way it works is you have however many tiers. Your top tier is your S tier. That is your cream of the crop, can't be beat. Best
Do you know
tier.
the history behind that? Why is S higher
Isn't
than
it, isn't
A
it supposed
through
to be
D?
like superior or something?
I think
I don't
so.
know.
Because yes, your S is your top tier, and then the rest is just A, B, C, D, and F. And it goes how you would imagine. But since we're ranking bounty hunters, I went ahead and I labeled the tiers a little bit differently. So your S tier, your top of the tier, is you're already dead. Speaks for
Good.
itself. Your A tier, that's the bounty hunters who are in a league of their own.
Nice.
You got your B tier, those are your notable hunters. Your C tier, which is like your,
It's a meal.
it's a bounty hunter. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have your D tier, which is like, I'd take my chances. Like if you heard this person's coming after you,
Yeah.
you're like, that's all right. And then your F tier is the guild should revoke membership.
Nice.
That's kind of subjective, and we're probably going to be ranking on a lot more arbitrary items anyway.
As
so
we always do.
don't really put too much stock into that. But I
As-
just wanted to.
So we are still going S, A, B, C, D, F tier,
Yeah.
more or less. Okay.
Yep. Also, for the viewers, Luke and I have a TV in front of us, which is why we're looking down a lot. We are not tired or bored. Well, we're
Yes.
probably tired, but we're not bored.
That's some good housekeeping. Good call on.
Yeah, because I
mentioning that.
noticed you look like you were sleeping, and I was like, oh, he's looking down.
Yes, I wanted them to follow along. There's a visual aid for this one.
Yes, I appreciate that because this would have been really boring
Yeah,
for
you
us.
got to follow along with this. If you're not watching on YouTube yet, if you're watching, you like to listen in the car or at work, like almost everyone does with every podcast. So I get it.
I
but
work from home.
I recommend that you watch this one on YouTube. This is gonna be a fun watch.
All right. Well, I labeled all these files and it organized them alphabetically. So that is how we are going to go forward.
Certainly.
Starting with Forlom.
Forlom.
Oh, okay. Well, I just put it in its bounty hunter, but that's not where I meant to put it.
It seems like it did.
I just wanted to kind of elevate it a little bit so people could see it.
The pictures are so small on this TV too.
Just hold it and drag it around.
But then I have to keep my finger down. My
My
finger's gonna cramp up.
Well, this is your idea.
I need a better system.
Which we just
you're
came up with.
influencing our decision
All right.
making.
All right,
doing
I'm going to take it down.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, take it down.
We know who
Different picture.
Forlom
I'm
is.
gonna
We
put a
don't need to
different
see the
picture up.
picture.
So Forlom,
I'm familiar.
Let's discuss. Where do you think you put Forlom in the tier list?
Man, it's hard to go first because it's really just in reference to the other people.
That's the problem. Do we start with somebody that's more obvious so we can get a good basis? Because Forlom's a weird one to start with.
Yeah, I'm down to skip.
Yeah, let's skip.
All right, let's go to a couple notable ones. Right?
So we're able to get a basis of where we're staying.
Let's just jump straight to Boba Fett.
S tier.
Yes, I think we're in agreement.
Wow.
Again, when I was coming up, I was like, I can't imagine anyone doesn't have him in your top 5.
Just a rundown of why. Armor, first bounty hunter, everyone's favorite action figure.
Well, good because first is not a reason to say
No,
good,
but is it not correct here?
I don't know. I guess we'll talk about it more when I get to Jango. But are we ranking along S tier, like 1, 2, 3, 4 on S tier? Like we're gonna put someone above and behind Boba.
I'm guessing you want to go straight to Jango, so we can jump to Jango next.
Jango is a strict improvement on Boba, in my opinion.
I would
say 2 guns is cooler than 1. I prefer the clean look in blue. I know some people like dirty and green. That's just an aesthetic thing.
Yep.
In terms of content, his Obi-Wan fight and the Coliseum and the seismic charges, the asteroid belt fight, it's all way cooler than anything Boba does in the original trilogy. Comics-wise, Boba does do a lot of really cool stuff. And Jango's not that present in the comics. But I still put Jango in S tier above Boba.
I think Jango for me is
You can't put above Boba. If it's S tier, they're going to be equals. Do you want to put Boba in the A tier?
Yes.
No.
No.
They can't all be equals because then we're only getting 6 different. No, you could go S tier ranked.
I feel like you're straight. Now we're just like basically ranking them all like 1 through 30 or whatever this is.
Yeah, you can't do.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
For me, Jango's an A tier.
That's the whole point of the tier list.
He's not. For you, is he S tier? Because for me, he's A tier. Because almost for the opposite reasons.
We're gonna have like 12 ties. That sounds lame. No, let's rank them. We'll just with the tier.
That is how the tier list rankings work.
No, tier list rankings have them 1 through whatever. It's still ranked left, right, and up, down.
No, it's not. That's not how I view the rankings.
I don't even know if I can.
I guess it's not like yeah, you can put it on the left or right. I mean, just for fun, go up and see if you can put them on the left of Boba.
You probably can. Yeah.
Okay, I can.
All right, so
this is gonna be so much harder to rank.
Okay, but I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no to Boba being higher than, or no to Jango being higher than Boba.
Same.
I was hoping I would get away with it because you guys are gonna treat him as the same in S tier, and I would just.
Are you gonna do S tier for Jango as well?
Yeah, that's definitely another one of my top 5.
You wouldn't even put Jango in S tier? Would you put anyone else in S tier?
I don't know. That's why I'm interested to see. But I would do Jango in A tier, I think, just because I feel like, content-wise, I think Boba Fett's cooler because he does have that mystery, and Jango, as I do, again, dirty and green, I like that better. So again, aesthetically, I also prefer one gun versus 2.
Can't fight with that.
Exactly. So it's just almost the exact same things you said, but almost the opposite. But Jango is great. I'm being nitpicky. He is S tier. Who am I kidding? I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely think he's S tier. But if we're going that detailed, I don't think he's better than
Maybe
Boba.
we shouldn't have started with the Fets. I don't know.
Start with the Fets. All right. Well, let's round it out with the Mandalorian trio.
No, damn it.
Din Djarin, number 3.
I would put him at S tier, number 3, behind Jango, then Boba. But if we're going Boba, then Jango, I'd still put him at number 3, though, but in S tier. Right? He's not A tier.
I'm going A tier simply because he downgrades his armor look-wise from the coolest armor to silver instantly when he has the actual...
you guys have talked about that before.
He looks
I still
cooler.
Like the
Mismatch. Well, I think that's where Max and I differ in the fact that we like the dirtier look. So it's that dirtier look, and I also think he's a terrible fighter. Unlike Boba and Jango,
he does get whooped a lot.
Always whooped. And so I think between armor and skill, he is A tier versus S tier. He's very cool. He's a very good guy as well, but he sucks at fighting. I feel like his priorities are always whack, and his armor looks worse, and he cannot keep his ship.
And he's not even that good at keeping his helmet on, which is like his whole thing.
Yes.
And then he finally took it off, and he just went crawling back to the armor and was like, I'm sorry.
Is he a notable hunter?
Is he B tier?
No. We can't do that to Mando, but
he's
I think you
sold
notable.
Me.
You sold me on A tier. We'll put him in A tier.
Good. I'm glad I was able to push that bounds because
I'm already upset though because going into this, I did have it in my head of how I thought it would play out.
Was Mando number 1 for you?
Not number 1, but definitely S tier. But you made some good points because I do feel that strongly about his armor. I do think his original armor is a lot cooler than the all. Oh my gosh, why I always blank on that word.
Beskar?
Yes,
Beskar.
I literally. When we were re-listening to this episode, I blanked on it as well and just said shiny armor again. And I was like, stupid.
All right, let's start going in a random order.
I mean,
then.
would the Mandalorian show even be good without Grogu?
Yeah, it would just be
different.
Good. I mean, it wouldn't be the same show.
It would be worse.
No. If it's
I don't
the
think it'd be
exact same
worse.
show but without Grogu, then yes, that's worse. But it would be a different show if it didn't have Grogu.
yeah, I see what you mean.
All right, let's go to a trying to pick out a random one.
Man, this is tough.
How about Fennec Shand? So now that we have a little bit
Okay.
of an S and an A, I feel like Fennec Shand is not in either of those.
I would put Fennec Shand as a notable hunter personally.
I would too.
Okay, because I think Fennec Shand she's really cool. She's got a great helmet as well that is more practical than the bounty hunters we've just mentioned. I think she's also a good sniper, and she hangs that guy, which is pretty cool. So
Hanging that guy was neat.
when you're looking at the book of Boba Fett, I would say she is higher than Boba Fett himself within that show specifically, because she just does more. She's obviously a little younger, so she's able
Does
to,
she?
at least like action wise, I'd say so. I mean, like,
Yeah,
yes,
in
Boba-
episode 1, and then she hangs that guy.
Yeah.
But beside that,
Boba Fett just wants.
Yeah, she's the one who like does the chasing and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
like,
that was,
first show
that was episode
about-
1.
No, she runs the rooftops.
That's
That's
episode 1.
That's episode
Is it?
1.
Damn it!
But I
I'm
feel
pretty
like-
sure she doesn't do
I
that
feel
much.
like she does it again. I feel like there's another time too. In the end, she well, no, 'cause
All right,
they were
well,
all kind of doing
this
their
is-
own
I feel like
things.
I have the high ground right now to launch my campaign for Fennec Shand. Guild should revoke membership tier.
What?
Really that low?
And
Why?
if anyone's going to be that low, because she doesn't do anything in the Book of Boba Fett. We talked about it in our Book of Boba Fett review. She just goes around and explains the plot to Boba Fett the whole time.
And then
She's-
in which Boba Fett grunts though. That's always. But at least
Yeah,
she's
but
doing
Boba-
something.
But Boba Fett has more than that, and we can't judge, and we're not judging Boba Fett strictly off of the Book of Boba Fett. And
That
if
is
we
true.
were, he would be lower than S.
He would indeed.
Fennec Shand is in season 1 of the Bad Batch. We haven't seen the season 3 episodes with her yet.
That's true.
Maybe she's really, really cool in those, but from where I am right now, I would put her in the lowest tier of all of these bounty hunters.
Would you?
Her mask is more practical. I don't even know what you mean by more practical, because when I imagine like the Mandalorian masks, they have the thin visor across their eyes. In my head, that's like a digital display, like Iron Man. Like they can see more. But Fennec Shand, it's just a slit. Like
Yeah.
you know she can't see up or down.
Would you settle for It's a Bounty Hunter?
I mean, I'd settle. Well, what's that? That'd be
That's C.
C tier. Yeah, I would settle for it, and we can come back to it when we see where some other people lay. If we need to say that they should be above Fennec Shand but below someone else, but yeah, I'll settle for C tier for now.
Maxwell?
You know, I don't like it, but we can adjust as we go if we feel confident.
it's
once we
locked
get
in.
more.
No,
No, once
it's
we get
not
more,
locked in.
once we get more on the board, we can move them around. All right, let's go to another one. Let's go to a pet favorite of mine, Black Chrysanthemum.
Yep, I was waiting for that.
Notable hunter. That's my vote.
I think it might be It's a Bounty Hunter?
He has a lot of content in the comics, and that's why it's hard to grade, because if you only know
Does he have
him,
bounty hunter content in the comics though?
yeah. I mean, he hunts like Obi-Wan Kenobi. He gets in a big fight with him. That's how he gets his big scar on his face.
Well, he
So
was a
he's-
gladiator. I thought that was when he got out of the gladiator ring.
No, he got the scar from Obi-Wan.
How did he get out of the gladiator fight? The gladiator business?
I don't know. I mean, I know that was like his backstory, but I don't know. Off the
I
top
thought
of my
that was
head.
all the comics.
You
But
know-
I'll defer to your judgment on comics.
I'd go to Notable Hunter because, okay, for the sole fact that he is in one TV show and has been able to stick in our minds, I feel like. I don't read the comics at all. And I was like, yeah, Black Chrysanthemum is really cool to at least to look at versus Fennec Shand. So if we're looking, it's a Bounty Hunter, Fennec Shand, and I would rather go Black Chrysanthemum. I think pure look and brute wise. Luke?
I agree that he should be in one tier above Fennec Shand. I think when we
What
get to
tier
more
that is?
people,
You
there
think
will be a thick distinction between worse than Mandalorian and better than Black Chrysanthemum. But we'll come to that when we come to it.
Yeah,
I'm good putting him in B tier for now.
So you want to put Fennec Shand in the bottom tier. So you think Black Chrysanthemum should be in the I'd take my chances. If you heard Black Chrysanthemum was coming after you, you'd be like, that's all right.
He is kind of slow.
But because he also looks sick.
Hey,
He
he
looks
looks sick when he runs, literally, because you remember how slow he ran
Yeah,
away?
they shouldn't show
Short
him running.
paces.
Yes, he was clearly a guy who worked 14 hours that day and was like, fuck, I'm tired.
Casey Jones. I didn't even know the actor name. I
Oh,
like
there you
Black
go.
Chrysanthemum. I'm happy with Black Chrysanthemum in the B tier. All right, let's move on. I think this is one of Luke's.
This
favorites.
is gonna get really tough looking at the list ahead now. I'm like, there is gonna be some division here.
Greedo.
Greedo. All right. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
let's iron out how we are ranking them. Is it by how much you think you would survive in a fight with them?
The
how
fact
much
that you have to
I
preface
like
this.
them? I do think I
it's-
could take Greedo in a bare knuckle boxing.
I
It's,
think-
it's completely subjective. You
Yeah.
can do it entirely
So it's
based
a
on
gut thing.
aesthetic.
It's a gut thing.
Yeah.
Everything you're saying is combined in your personal preference, I think.
Looking at all the people, does he have the best design?
Maybe, yeah. He's got a cool ass vest.
He's got a very cool
He's-
costume, which I don't think we talked about in the costumes episode because it's so slept on because he's
Yep.
got such a cool design. But like, yeah, his
True.
orange vest and
He's the Marty McFly
pants.
of Star Wars.
Oh, I think we did say it. Thanks, I remember you saying that before.
Wait, did I?
Uh,
If so, I should stop talking because I'm like, I did not remember that. So please, someone fact check that for me.
all right, so I guess A tier because he looks really cool.
No way.
I was gonna say notable hunter if that's
What?
fair. What?
I
Greedo's cool
Just
as
because
hell.
he's the first one that you ever see?
First is better. No, I think it's because Greedo is one of the most classics. I think but I guess that is because he's maybe the first you see. But I think he represents Greedo, especially into that world. He is like the epitome of a sleazy bounty hunter who maybe is not very good at his job, but I feel like he's always around. I mean, we literally see him die in the most presumably normal setting for a bounty hunter. You're sitting at a cantina arguing with somebody about money, and that's how you get got. Like, he should have thought about that before. But I think Greedo, if he's coming after me, would not be very afraid. He's like a debt collector, right? He's someone's right hand man.
He's cooler than a debt collector.
Here's the thing.
But
if
that's
we're-
the thing.
if
He
we're-
There's
is
a heavy
cooler.
bounty on Han Solo's head.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's his archetype, but he is cooler than that.
If we take out good because old, right? Like, forget the
No,
fact that he's the
Greedo's
first
cool.
bounty hunter you ever see. I don't think so, because he's just a Rhodian. We see Rhodians all the time. His costume isn't that great. It is just a vest and pants.
We do see Rhodians all the time.
He
but he's the
doesn't
only
do
Rhodian on this
anything.
list.
That's
He-
true.
Well,
so
you
where
can't
would
hold that against.
where would you put him as a
I would put him as Guild should revoke membership.
no?
You think he's 2 tiers worse than Fennec Shand?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
well, okay. So in the idea of productivity of his job, yes, Fennec Shand is miles and leaps and bounds
All right, well,
above
this isn't an
Greedo.
employment review.
I
We're
agree.
We don't have to get into productivity.
I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle on all of these, by the way. I'm the one negotiating.
All right.
what are we
A-
doing?
A tier's too high. That's fine.
I said F tier. So are we compromising with C tier? It's a bounty hunter. What are you both of you guys at?
I would
I
say
think he should be
notable.
higher than Fennec Shand. Yeah, I'd be comfortable putting him after Black Chrysanthemum in B tier.
You say B tier.
I said B tier as well, but let's go. It's a bounty hunter as a middle ground. Because again, this is going to shift anyway. I don't see.
All right. We compromised. We put him at C tier for now.
It just looks wrong to see Black Chrysanthemum
It's
ahead
a
of him
bounty
for some
hunter.
reason.
I agree.
Oh my gosh. All right. We're moving him up to notable hunter then.
Whoa!
All right,
That's
he's
your
B
call,
tier.
my
Is a
friend.
notable
Greedo
honor.
is in B tier. I'm not happy about it, but this is democracy.
It's only B tier for now. I think all of B tier needs to move down to C tier. But we'll get there when we get there.
all right.
Negotiating part.
All right. Let's go with one of the a wild card on the list. Asajj Ventress, bounty hunter.
That's tough. Are we rating her strictly as a bounty hunter?
Yeah, this is
I mean,
interesting question.
Mando
Luke.
didn't really bounty hunt after episode 3 of his own TV show, so I feel like we are taking into account the entire. It's a very holistic approach to these characters.
All right, then A tier
Yeah, I would say A tier as well. Asajj Ventress is rad.
with a
All
possible
right.
shift to S tier pending her appearance in Bad Batch.
Which may or may not have already happened as of this airing. So
Oh,
who knows?
that's true.
That's true. And honestly, as of a couple airings ago, I still would not know because again, watching it in batches.
She's gonna kill all of the Bad Batch, and we're gonna have to move her down to F tier in post.
All right, if that happens, I'll fix it in post.
It's just a black square. Like it's oh man, yeah. I'm picturing how bad that would look.
All right, let's move on. How about Tredgar Volk? For those of you at home who don't know, Tredgar Volk is the velociraptor-looking bounty hunter from episode 2 of the Kenobi show.
S tier.
S.
Luke, he's a dinosaur.
way.
No.
hunter. He looks so cool.
Here's the thing.
You were-
He's in 10 seconds of
He's
episode.
literally a dinosaur. It does not get cooler than that.
It
I mean, if you want to look at it in terms of like you're already dead, you have a dinosaur guy with a gun coming after you. He's got to be as proficient as Boba Fett and Jango Fett. And I mean, obviously we can't talk about characterization or impact or productivity or really any discernible measurement of, you know, how cool a bounty hunter is objectively.
no,
But I think he's really cool.
I disagree, Luke, because we literally do that with Boba Fett. That's literally all Boba Fett is. Especially because I literally agreeing with you in the fact that like Boba Fett. My argument for Boba Fett over Jango Fett was the fact that he has more mystery. So I think that you can have some of the same argument with this as well.
He does have a lot of mystery.
With that being said, not S tier.
Okay, so maybe like a high A.
No.
I had him in my head at F tier, just the bottom of the list, except because of his creature design alone, because he is a literal dinosaur, and
Yes.
I do like that a lot. I had him up one step at I'd take my chances.
I was gonna say I'd
The
take
D
my
tier.
chances in D tier as well.
All right,
Because
so
he's only in, like Max said, 2 seconds of it.
Very little.
So
yes.
again, if he had any sort of like lines, or I don't know, just a bit more, because he looks like he can do damage versus some other people on this list will probably be for sure F tier. So I would be okay with, I'd take my chances by the fact that he looks cool and presumably he can do damage.
All right. Well, if I'm outvoted, I'm outvoted. But we will be coming back to this.
All right, so are we putting him at D tier?
Yes.
Are we ready to move Fennec Shan down to D tier with him? I mean,
No,
they should
not
at least be
yet.
the same
No,
time.
it's R2.
Fennec Shand is not in the same category as Tredgar Volk.
He should be.
That is outrageous.
It is. Fennec Shand is cool as hell.
All right,
So is the dinosaur guy. I still don't even know his name. I'm never gonna learn it. He's dinosaur guy.
Tredgar Volk.
This is so out of character for you. You're arguing with me. You're in agreement with me on Greedo, and you're.
And our arguments were the same. Cool design.
It's true.
All right. Here, plug your phone in. All right, moving on. We're gonna go. Let's go back to some of the classics. All right, now that we have the list a little more filled
I have a
out,
feeling you're gonna pick someone that's gonna
Let's-
get heated really quick.
let's go. We joked about it. Let's talk about Dengar.
Yep, that's what I was afraid you were gonna say.
I think he should be in
Don't
a tier
say
below
it.
Mandalorian and Asajj Ventress.
Oh, all right. I'm
Notable
okay with
hunter.
that.
I'm okay with that
Yeah,
too.
me too.
That's
I think he should be in a tier above Black Chrysanthemum and Greedo.
Well, that's,
you just want to move that entire list down. Though.
I
That's why
do.
you say that.
With the exception of Dinosaur Guy.
Greedo and Dengar feel like brothers
Greedo-
in that.
Greedo?
No, I disagree with that.
Yeah, I
feel
disagree
like,
with that
I feel
too.
like
Now that
Greedo
I'm-
should be below Dengar.
I was just going to say
But not
Greedo should
Black
be above
Chrysanthemum.
Greedo at least
Dengar.
gets some lines.
You think Greedo should be above Dengar?
Dengar is a human with chrome color, not chrome, whatever, copper colored armor.
Brass.
Yeah, it's like the lamest design you can get.
He is in the comics. I do like him in the comics.
I didn't
That's the only
really
time
like
we
that
see him
much
outside
in
of
the
Empire.
comics.
Really?
I also like Dengar because he feels like a G.I. Joe.
I liked him a lot in Battlefront 1, 2015.
And look at how sick of an action figure he is too.
He makes a great action figure. Yeah.
But not as cool as another one up there who we'll have to talk about in a bit.
And I have the Greedo action figure. and
Oh,
I
this
also
is going to be
like the
really
Greedo
tough,
toy.
actually.
I think. All right, I'm okay with him being in B tier. I would also be okay if we want to move him to C.
Nope, B it is very.
Yeah,
I like
B it is.
Dengar.
I think keep him in B tier for
B
now.
tier. All right.
B tier. All right. All right. Well, let's just make our way through the Empire bounty hunters then. So let's
Yeah,
go to
baby.
Bosk. Is that the one you were thinking of?
Yes,
Bosk.
I
Okay.
love Bosk's
Definitely
design.
a tier above Dengar.
But that's the thing, not in the same tier as Mando. This is where it's getting
Move
complicated.
it all down.
I would also
If
go.
we move it all down, then we have to move Tredgar Volk into the bottom tier.
No, move everything beside Tredgar Volk down.
No,
so he's
it
in the
doesn't
same
make
tier
any
as Fennec
sense.
Shand.
Fennec Shand can't be in the same category as Tredgar Volk.
I agree.
He absolutely should be.
No, I think that Bosk is for sure in the B tier, but B tier is going to get really crowded really quick.
It is. And we haven't used F tier yet. All right, is there a shoe in for F tier that we can?
Yeah. All right. Let's
I
just
see
throw
a
Bosk.
couple.
We're gonna throw Bosk into B tier.
Yeah.
And then let's just get a couple.
That's
out
a
of the way
good-looking B
that
tier, though.
Might fall into F tier. Okay. Starting with Vect No Crew. That is Flea from Kenobi.
You know?
That is a shoe in for F tier.
I
That's
agree.
right.
Yeah, I don't have much of an argument
He has
besides
zero creature design. Kind of incompetent at his job.
Yep.
What's he wearing? Is he just wearing a t-shirt?
He's
His
virtually-
costume's not even cool.
And Flea's also a weird guy to begin with. I don't think he put him in any costume. I think he just showed up to set and they were like, that is actually perfect.
He is indeed a weird guy. I just saw a video of him. He likes to play bass by his lake behind his house in LA. I was like, your house has a lake. Like, the amount of money that Flea is worth for being in the Red Hot Chili Peppers is an insane amount of money. Like, millions and millions of dollars. Like, it has to be almost $100
He's also a star of the hit show Obi-Wan Kenobi.
What?
He's also a star of the hit show Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
sure that's
sorry.
where he made his fortune.
Yeah, sorry.
Had
For
to
some
help.
reason, I like blanked and was like, he's not in Obi-Wan, he's in Book of Boba Fett, because that just feels more in line with Book of Boba Fett for some reason in the mods. But no, he's
For some reason, because you hate Book of Boba Fett. We know the reason.
But I like Flea. Just not in
But
the
you
show.
hate this guy.
Yes, yeah, it's a difference.
What's his name again, Max?
Vect No Crew.
They should have just called him Fleet. That is a good Star Wars name.
No, that would have been way too. That would have taken everyone out of it. More so than it already did.
Yeah.
And Flea's already a weird looking guy. Just put on a little bit of makeup and he already looks like an alien.
He literally, in normal
I
life,
digress.
has different colored hair than he does in the show.
I'm curious the overlap in Red Hot Chili Peppers and Star Wars fans, because you guys talk about this a lot. I had no idea who that was, and it did not take me out of it for a second. Leave a comment if that phased you when you were watching Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I feel like
This
everyone
was
knows.
a guy. I wouldn't even consider him a celebrity. He's the bassist of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, that-
Famously. He's
yes.
a very famous bassist.
I would
yes.
say he's in the top 5 most famous bass players, maybe.
I would say the top 5
Who's
most
above him?
famous
Geddy
bass
Lee?
players
McCartney?
are below
McCartney.
Geddy Lee,
95% of celebrities.
John Entwistle,
Who's that?
100% of celebrities. I would not put a single bass player in a list of celebrities.
bass player for The Who.
Maybe Pete Wentz.
I mean,
I'd
there
put
was that
Pete Wentz
one
in there.
drummer, but like that I have heard of. But almost every other musician's got to be a
What drummer have you
guitarist
heard of,
or
please?
I don't know who's the famous one.
Neil Peart, John Bonham.
No, not them.
What? Ringo Starr?
No, oh, I've heard of Ringo Starr. No, who's the? Keep going.
Vinny
do you mean?
Fiorello of Less Than Jake. Everyone knows him.
Yes.
Right?
Founder of
A former
Fueled
member
by
of Less Than
Ramen.
Jake. Yeah.
All right, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just recognition bias for that drummer. But
I want to know what drummer you're talking about, though. We don't have to stay on this.
We'll
But
figure
if
it
it's
out
not
off
Neil
pod.
Peart or John Bonham, that's insane.
No, it's not them.
Wow, I'm
Um,
blanking on his name, but Blink-182.
Oh, Travis Barker.
Travis Barker.
It's got to be Travis Barker.
I have heard of Travis Barker, but no, it's not him. But
Steve Jocks.
I
Sum 41.
don't think Flea being the bassist of the Red Hot Chili Peppers is as big of a deal, or this guy being Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers is as big of a deal as you guys have always said.
I mean, he's not in. I guess, but I mean, Max and I just like music and stuff. I feel like that's in our wheel. I feel like that's all. I think people in general like music. I think you just don't like music. That's
they
the.
do.
That's the.
I definitely like
that's
music
the
more
difference here.
less than the average person, but. I mean, how much does the average person that likes music like Red Hot Chili Peppers, and how much does the average person that likes Red Hot Chili Peppers like the bassist?
I feel like the Red Hot Chili Peppers are a very agreeable a very
Yeah.
agreeable band.
Everyone likes "Give It Away" or like "Californication," "Under the Bridge,"
Danny
Mhm.
California.
"Danny California," "Heyo," "Snow."
Yeah,
I mean, that is just. I mean, they also started in 1986, so they've been around for a very long time.
yeah. I'm not going to be able to get to a satisfying conclusion to this
Regardless,
conversation.
I don't know why
Yeah,
we're
so-
going
so
down.
didn't
I don't
know
know why
Flea
we're going down
against
this
people that
rabbit
do
hole.
know Flea.
Because Vecno Crew is definitely F tier.
That's true. We talk so much more about him than Bosk.
Yeah, I know. That's the only one that we've had unanimity about. I hope I just said that right. All right, let's go back. No, okay. I'll bring in another. I think shoe-in for F tier. Toro Calican.
Which one is that?
He's the bounty hunter from
Yeah,
from
from Mandalorian episode 4.
Yes, he's the guy on Tatooine that Mandalorian has to help so that he can gain membership. He doesn't even have
Do you have a-
membership to the guild at this point, and I still think that the guild should revoke it.
Do you have a bigger picture? Because his face is cut off. I don't.
He got
Yeah.
cut off. He got pinned down by Fennec Shand of all people, and she's D tier in my mind. I guess she's C tier technically.
Okay, I guess that's not much bigger. but
No,
that's him.
F tier it. F tier it for sure.
I'm good to F tier that guy.
Not even
Not even
creature
worse than
design or
Flea
anything.
somehow.
I mean, like his clothes look cooler. Like
I'd
if
put
I
him above Flea.
if I
but
were to cosplay, oh God,
No,
should I
'cause-
cosplay as Vecno Crew? That'd be a funny cosplay.
You should. And also Flea, I think the one thing he has going from over this guy is Flea is creepy in the show. Like he is.
That's
he,
true.
He gives
He's
off.
kidnapping a little girl, so
Yes.
it's kind of easy.
He gives a villainous tone in his voice.
Helps.
Even. Yeah. He just the ick vibe. It feels very 90s villain. So he feels like he should be in Con Air. Does that make any sense to anybody?
I
It
could see
does.
that.
Yeah.
Great Nicolas Cage film. Okay, let's go back to the Empire Hunters then. So now we have at least one person in every
Oh my
tier. We
God.
have something of a list going now. So let's go to IG88.
The fact that you have IG88 and IG11 in here is really funny. IG88, I take my chances, I think.
I
That
think
seems
so.
low.
I
Ooh.
think I was gonna say either the D tier or C tier.
I'd say D because if I seeing IG11 on this list and seeing him in action, and I don't know if you're going to do the same kind of droid, I'd take my chances with IG88.
I agree.
yeah,
I am keeping
IG11
that.
is a strict improvement
Yeah.
on IG88 for sure.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah.
And even then, I think IG11, if not to go there yet, is not as cool as Bosker or Dengar.
So
Though.
you guys like Fennec Shand more than IG88?
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
I think Fennec Shan has like some
I don't.
character development.
IG88.
She
you don't
doesn't
see.
though. She just walks and talks to the plot.
No, she does. She's involved in so much action.
And in the cartoons
First and
too.
last episode.
I want to disprove that, but I mean,
I know.
there's only 7 episodes in the entire show, and 2 of them are Mandalorian, and you took away the first and last, so you're really shoehorning me to this only 1 episode.
And the problem is Luke is the resident expert of that show, so we can't really
did have that
debate
cool
him.
action sequence on Tython in The Mandalorian when Boba Fett got first introduced.
That was great for everyone,
Yes.
though. I just rewatched that episode.
That is
recently.
great, yeah. I think she's cool in this sniper episode. Is just like I think that's so rad. I love
The sniper episode with Toro Calican?
even though she gets shot. I think it's cool as hell.
Yeah, that's with Toro Calican. She gets shot by him? No, probably by Din Djarin. I don't remember though.
We should rewatch it.
All right, so where are we putting IG-88?
I guess he's landing in D tier against my better judgment. I think he should be C tier. But
So I know I said let's do the Empire Hunters, but since we did
Sorry.
mention IG-11, let's do that because I feel like it is a strict improvement upon 88. I mean, he actually has a character arc. You see him in action.
Yep.
I put him higher. I say 1 higher than 88. I would put him in the C tier.
I agree.
C tier.
I'm in this.
No, I was gonna make a push for A tier. He's
Oh,
so
no.
cool.
I can
His
see
action is so cool. How he like puts his gun behind his back and swivels.
in like what the one episode.
All right. Well,
Yeah, do you see that?
No, you
that
see-
argument's
there's
annoying.
more. There's more.
No, I
there's
think
a lot
that's
more for
incorrect too. You do
IG-11.
see him.
No,
you do
I
see
know
him.
you do. I was trying to make a point back.
And then his carcass is made into a machine for Grogu.
Yes,
and that was really cool.
that's a
The-
strict.
his self destruct, the medical work he does on Din Djarin at the end of season 1.
I would
and
do-
the self destruct was like the best part of that
Yeah.
season.
Okay, so here's the thing. I would do notable hunter, but now I feel like Black Chrysanthemum and Greedo are up for grabs now in a potential different category.
That's true. Black
agree with
Chrysanthemum and
you.
Greedo don't fit in there. All
now
right, well, if
if-
you agree with Greedo, at least knock him down for now.
No, with Black Chrysanthemum and Greedo or nothing. I feel like Luke.
Seriously?
Yeah, stick with me. What do you mean? Me and you are both Greedo.
All right, yeah, take Black Chrysanthemum down. I stand with Matthew.
I hate this. This is hell. All right. Moving on. Let's do.
Boy, doesn't Fennec Shand look out of place there now?
No, she doesn't.
Yes, she does. She should be higher. She is Boba Fett's right-hand woman. She should be 1 below Boba Fett.
No, that's insane. A tier?
You don't believe that.
We're moving on. Zuckuss.
Zuckuss, the bug guy. I do love Zuckuss. I don't want to just put all of the Empire Strikes Back bounty hunters in B tier, but I feel like Zuckuss earned it there. He talks in the third person. He has a lot of cool comic stuff, and he's like partly omniscient, or what is it? He can like see the future, but only vaguely. He's really cool.
See, I would put him in C tier, I think. I feel like out of IG-11, Bosk, and Dengar, I feel like he is more C tier. I feel like out of all of the Empire people, he is the one who sticks out the least. And that's
fair.
And again, the only reason the IG-88 is lower is because IG-11 is a strict improvement, like we said.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're, not to...
I don't want to get too hung up on the Fennec Shand of it all, but I am fine with putting Zuckuss in C tier, but I don't want him in the same tier as Fennec Shand. So I would once again like to make my case: Fennec Shand to D tier.
Well,
in light of the Zuckuss.
We will definitely
Do we
put
think-
Fennec Shand in a different tier. I'll say that.
Oh, don't just entrench just to entrench. You don't want her any higher.
I could see her in B tier, Luke.
You could not.
I can.
No.
All right, so we did Zuckuss. Let's do Forlom because that's a duo. They are a pair. They have a lot of content in the comics, and they're really cool. What do you guys
Classic
think?
Blaze and Charut duo.
Yeah.
Baze and Chirrut. I like Forlom less than Zuckuss, to be honest. I don't know why.
Interesting. I like Forlom a little better for some
You know why I
reason.
think it is? I think because our Forlom, which I think I've talked about it on the pod before, that there are people that call him 4LOM, and like the comics sometimes spell it out like ELLOEM.
Interesting.
Which they sometimes do that with all the droids in books and comics. They'll
Mhm.
spell out like R2 as ARTOO.
Yeah.
So a lot of people could call him 4LOM. I've called him 4LOM my whole life, and I'm not going to stop. But if you're confused, we're talking about 4LOM at the same time. But the 4LOM toy that we had growing up was, you could dismember him. You could take off his arms and legs, and we had a lot of Star Wars toys. So,
I think you could dismember him as easily as you could any other action figure, though. It wasn't made to do that.
oh my gosh, is that true? Because
Yeah,
I was going to say,
I think it was just a broken toy.
I've never played with an actual functioning 4LOM toy, and so I don't like it because all of his arms and legs were always missing.
There's one up there. Go play with them.
It does look more fun with the arms and legs attached, but I'll never forgive him for being a broken toy in my childhood. So D tier.
Okay.
I'd say C tier. I think he's cool. I think Forlom's cooler.
You think 4LOM's cooler than Zuckuss?
Yes.
All right, Max, comes down to you.
For me, it's all aesthetic, and the fact that Forlom is like, if I was a kid, I was like, yes. I'm looking at those action figures. I'm playing with Forlom versus Zuckuss because I think he's taller. He's got a sleeker design. He's not short and pudgy. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but as an action, if I'm going for an action figure, I'm going Forlom.
They're so similar. I feel like I have to put them below Zuckuss, though, just for
Dude,
character
yeah.
design alone.
All right.
Because I really like Forlom's character design, but Zuckuss's character design is just so unique.
Not to point this out, but as somebody who has gotten their way each step of the way in this tier, I'll sacrifice
Have you?
Forlom.
Are you winning? This is your tier list?
I'm in the middler. Me and you are agreeing on Fennec Shan. Me and Luke are agreeing on Greedo.
That's true.
But I'm coming out.
I also don't like
aces.
Forlom's body. It's very C-3PO. Like, if you're going to have a droid hunter, bounty hunter, you can give him more of a different body than just your leftover C-3PO props, you know?
That's true. Man, that's why I like it. He's stiff, just like me, just unable to move.
All right, let's crank out another easy one. Cad Bane.
That's
is
high.
Interesting.
Probably S or A. I could see it going either. I would put him in S.
To be honest, I don't see anybody else going into S tier for myself. I would have an argument that Cad Bane. No, goddamn, he might be S tier. I don't know
The
because
dude tries to kidnap Emperor Palpatine,
Yeah,
or at the time Chancellor.
yeah, because
And he
he's
has a
so
cowboy hat.
he is so cool in the cartoon, and he's. I
And
just
it's
wish
cool
we
in
had
live
more.
action.
Yeah,
Design looks great and costume looks great. Sometimes when you get a great design, you slack on the costume and
Yep.
vice versa, but
I,
they didn't with
I'd
him.
go.
I feel like we're in agreement.
It's 2S.
S
And
tier.
the cheek tubes really
I just-
elevate it. I don't know what they did that for, why they decided they needed to improve on the Duros
Yeah,
alien that was already really cool, but they did.
I
And it
think
worked.
And they
Yeah.
did it for us.
For,
Thank you,
um,
Star Wars.
for Book of Boba Fett, I just wanted more of him, as you know, because again,
Mhm.
Absolutely. Listen to our Book of Boba Fett review. We talk a lot about it.
Some of us liked it.
I liked
and
parts
some of us
it.
remember Fennec Shan doing more.
All right, let's.
Don't know if that's true.
So this one I really wanted to include, but it's hard because he is exclusively a comic book character, but he's the main bounty hunter in the ongoing Bounty Hunter series. His name is Baylor Valance. He's like a combination of the Terminator and Iron Man. Like he can like shoot blasts out of his hand, which is really cool. And like you can see in this picture here, he looks like the Terminator. Like he's a cyborg.
What the fuck? We're just throwing him
Sorry.
in B.
No,
What
'cause I don't even agree with that.
What Terminator? You talking? You're talking
T2.
T2. So he's the good guy.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
good
he's
guy.
a good guy.
All right. Well, that's perfect example. T2. I just didn't know if I caught you in a lie there. That's all.
Love it when a plan comes together.
I would put him pretty high from the little comics I've read, just design alone. He's a really cool cyborg looking guy.
For me, I'd put him and take my chances. I don't think he's gonna. I don't know who this is. So my opinion. I'm gonna say it. Don't hold it too hard. But I feel like doesn't it matter as much because I'm just going based by looks. No idea. Never heard of this character. With that being said, I like Iron Man, the Terminator, much better than this character, and I can't see him being in the same category as Fennec Shand, Black Chrysanthemum, and Greedo. Is my problem.
Because
Well-
you think he should be higher or lower?
Lower. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this jerk-off
Oh,
is.
that's just because you don't know who he is. He's really cool.
I think
li-
he should be pretty high.
I like him a lot. It seems weird putting him
Well,
in
what do you
S
mean?
tier because it's like such a it's so
I don't-
different.
I don't think S tier. I was gonna move for A tier.
You put him in B tier and say, oh, you say you don't agree.
I didn't mean that. Yeah, I was just.
I would
Dang.
I would like him in A tier.
A tier over Dengar and Bosk?
Yeah.
Man.
Apparently, Matt's getting his way too much anyway, so I feel fine with this.
Yeah, so do I. I can't. I'm starting to lose my grip though, and I don't like it.
Okay. Let's move on. Let's do Aura Singh.
Oh
Ugh.
man. Do
Well,
you know
she's
she has
got a
long
weird head.
fingers?
She has long fingers. She dies off screen to.
Beckett.
Yes, Beckett.
Yeah, Beckett.
What's his name?
Tobias Beckett.
Tobias Beckett. Thank you. Fun fact. So. She's in Clone Wars a little bit.
I'd go it's a bounty hunter. That's my extent of the feelings.
She is just Fennec Shand but cooler. Cooler design,
Cooler?
cooler costume. Yes.
Oh my word! I can't believe this, Luke. I would have really
I
thought.
would also be fine putting her in C tier if Fennec Shand was in D tier.
So you want to wait? So you're saying right now, Fennec Shand is in C tier. You think Aura Singh should be in B tier?
No, because she's not cooler than Greedo or Zuckuss in my mind.
Correct.
But she's way cooler than Fennec Shand. Do you think she's cooler than Fennec Shand?
Looking at the other people in the B tier, I'd be okay putting her in B tier with Dengar, Bosk, and
All right,
IG-11.
she
I feel
fits
like
there.
Aura
Okay.
Singh fits in that crew.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. All right.
That's not a bad call. I think that looks right. It looks visually.
We're really driving a lot of traffic towards our Book of Boba Fett review episode from months and months ago. But in it, I remember I said that show, before it came out, I said it was going to live and die with Fennec Shand, because we already know everything about Boba and Tatooine and Mos Eisley and Mos Espa. And if she was a great and interesting character, then the show would be great and interesting. And she wasn't, so the show wasn't. And that also
Yes.
makes me dislike her.
You did say that.
And that is indeed the only problem with that show.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
I like Fennec Shand. For someone who
I
probably
agree.
likes
And
Book
I
of
like the
Boba Fett
show.
the least, I really like Fennec Shand. All right, let's move on. Let's do Tasu Leech.
Oh yeah, we really saved all the cool ones for last.
Tasu Leech has cool dialogue, cool alien language.
He's also in the comics a little bit. Dies pretty quickly to a Rathtar. Then again,
Yes.
it's
Wouldn't
a
we
hard
all?
fight.
Yeah.
I don't know, pretty low, right? I mean, anybody else really excited
Creature
to see this
design,
dude?
he's human, so that's
Yeah, I was gonna say
That's
null
tough.
and void. NA.
yeah.
Yeah.
Costume design, we can't really see from this picture, but I don't remember it jumping out at me.
I do
I would do
Guild.
D tier.
guild
Mm,
revoke for me.
I'll put him at the top of F tier.
The top of F tier. I was gonna put him in D tier, so I'll go with it. I think that's fine. Tasu Leech, top
It's
of F
fine.
tier. All
Give me
right.
the weird Scottish guy with the weird bangs in Force Awakens over.
Balatik.
Yeah, that dude's weird as hell.
You know what? I was going to put him on this list,
Yeah.
but then when I started looking him up, I didn't really get any confirmation that he's a bounty hunter. I don't think he is a bounty hunter,
Oh, interesting.
technically.
Yeah, that
It
dude's
said
just.
that he was like a deal broker for
Oh, what a weird ass job!
Kanja Club.
Kanja Club.
And you can wear a haircut like that to
No,
work?
He's not Kanja Club. He
No,
says
he's
tell
not-
that to Kanja
Yeah, he
Club.
says tell that to Kanja
He's
Club. Shoot, what is it? I never made a deal with.
Kanja Club. Tell
Is that
that
what
to
he
Kanja
says?
Club. Yeah, you're thinking of the line, but that's not him.
You reverse
Don't they-
engineering that line.
It's not Crimson Dawn, but I feel like it's something like that for some reason.
I don't know.
I'm the only one who has this open, so I have to look it up now. Vamp.
Oh, what is that search history?
What else should I type
Google
in?
Balatik.
You're
and
just gonna have
learn
to
it from
cut
him.
this because I'm not vamping at all because we're all equally as interested and now there's a screen
Yeah.
in front of us and now we're looking at it.
One listener is losing their mind.
Guavian
right
Death
now.
Gang.
Guavian
Oh, we
Death-
should have
Yeah.
known that. Yeah, no, you can't cut that now because it's really embarrassing and it would be wrong for us to hide it.
So
That's
it's
true.
anyways, it looked like Balatik was like a negotiator for the Guavian Death Gang. It never said
Guavian
that
Death
he was
Gang does
a
not
bounty
seem like a
hunter.
bounty hunter organization.
Really?
More-
I think that
more-
sounds
Yeah, I was
like
gonna
so
say-
much like a bounty hunting
Yeah,
organization.
an assassination organization.
That's what a bounty hunter does.
No, they
Really semantics.
bounty hunters are real life people. They go catch people that skip on bail or whatever.
That is true,
That-
I guess.
that is different than Hitman.
But well, we'll see because I feel like there's a lot of within this group. There's a lot of hitmen.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter because he's not on the list. So anyway, let's move on. Let's do Reiko Hardim. He's another Clone Wars character.
Mhm.
Seen very little, but his face was notably stolen by Obi-Wan Kenobi in an episode where Obi-Wan Kenobi fakes his death and
Yep.
then goes undercover as a bounty hunter.
That's very cool.
I know it's hard ranking him so highly because of that, because technically it wasn't him, but I like him a lot.
I was gonna say put him in F tier because I don't remember anything at all from Reiko Hardin that wasn't Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, same. I would say I take my chances because I think he's cool, but like I cannot see him with Blacker Satin, Fennec Shan, and Greedo personally.
If that was actually Obi-Wan Kenobi under that skin, then yes. But Reiko Hardin being Reiko Hardin, I'd be comfortable putting him in F tier.
And Matt said D tier.
Yep.
I guess I'll go D tier. I'll rate fall on the higher side of that.
All right.
But it seems, yeah, I don't know.
All right.
All right.
Let's do Ruch.
Is he a bounty
is-
hunter? I'm surprised to see him on the list.
I was
He
just
is a
gonna
bounty
say, I
hunter.
did not
he
know
worked
that
for the
either.
Empire, so I wonder how the other bounty hunters feel about him, because Cad Bane made that seem like it was a terrible thing for bounty hunters to do.
Yeah, but Cad Bane does it too, so fuck him.
and Dengar Bosk. I mean, all the people that were on the Executor that day.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
maybe Cad Bane's
But
wrong.
anyway, I think he was only in like 3 episodes of Rebels,
Yes.
but it was like towards the end, which were also really good
and
episodes.
he's a great villain too, because he really screws things up for them.
Yeah.
He's chasing them. He's got all
He's
the
a-
arms
he's
and
a
stuff.
Wild
He's
fighter.
basically the
All-
reason that Kanan dies, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah, he's a dick. I would go as
I don't remember him being the reason Kanan dies. What does he do?
I mean, he was in that
that-
episode. I'm trying to
no.
think of
He's
what
not because
specifically-
Kanan. No, it's a couple episodes before. because they're chasing him. I don't know.
See, I thought he was
I don't
still
remember
around
Rook
by that
being
point.
on the fuel depot.
They're at the fuel depot when Keenan dies, so I don't think he's there. I think the episode prior.
I have to do my research. Well,
Fact
based on
check
the
us.
fact that we don't know, I feel like that means he's pretty low.
Oh shit! I was
but he
going to put him
looks
higher.
really cool, and his action scenes are really
Yeah.
cool too.
For me, I was going to
Okay,
say,
I misread the room. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Notable hunter?
I was going to say
I think B
it's
tier's good.
I was
a
gonna
good
say it's
place
a-
for him.
bounty hunter for me.
C tier.
C tier because I think he
He's
is notable.
So
like,
much cooler than Fennec Shand. It drives me crazy every time we talk about.
but
that
he's only in
tier
like
list.
3 episodes.
I would be comfortable putting him in the same tier list as Chrysanthemum, Greedo, and Zuckuss. So that's fine. We can put him in C
He
tier.
feels like that, right? He feels like a croissant.
Would you feel better if I moved Fennec Shand to the end of the C tier?
I would.
Yeah, just because it's just easier to jump up to B then.
No, that's the bottom of B tier. It's easier to jump down to D.
Also, if we were Chrysanthemum, Greedo, and Zuckuss, who would be who? Because I feel like that's a great.
Chrysanthemum, Greedo, and Zuckuss. Dibs on Chrysanthemum.
Oh, fuck.
I want to be
It's a
Zuckuss.
Greedo. Okay, good.
Because this has worked out so well. You know, we still have our Sherlock Holmes and Watson.
the classic trio. All right.
Has that episode come up by this point, actually?
Oh,
What
boy,
was
I
that?
hope so. I don't remember.
If
either.
not, don't worry, folks. We really make
Yeah,
asses
yeah.
of ourselves.
Cut that. All right, let's do another Clone Wars bounty hunter, Embo. He has a sick hat, which is also a shield that he
Yeah.
occasionally uses to snowboard with.
So,
I
the
feel
fact
like
that you
that
said
description
I know.
alone,
That's got to go S, right?
that, get the fuck
not
out
that
of here.
high. I would put him at notable hunter. I would put him with
No,
the Aura
B.
Singh and crew.
Oh, at least A.
You think
No.
higher than that? Look at that A crew
He-
though. A, you have Mandalorian, Asajj Ventress, and Baylor Valance.
Yeah,
That
some
is
guy
not,
no one's
But
ever
we
heard
can't
of.
just rank it.
That is what the tier list ranking is.
No, I'm saying we can't just rank it by quantity of screen time
No,
or
I just don't-
story development.
You're telling me this character is better than Bosk or Dengar? I just don't see
Yeah.
a fat chance, I feel like. I don't know.
Really?
I
mean,
put him in as a bounty hunter as well. That's a problem. I feel like.
C.
I
Yep.
said notable.
I know you did. I'm saying C.
All right, so let's compromise with my idea
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
because
I guess
we had
B's
A, B,
middle.
and C.
Mhm.
That's true. All right.
We'll put him
The middle of B. Compromise a compromise.
middle to B. All right,
Ah, it seems insane.
Ketsu Onyo. This one's she's only Rebels, isn't she? I don't think she's in Clone Wars.
I think so. And I don't remember her episodes in Rebels that well.
I was just going to ask, actually, can we see this picture again? Because I'm just seeing chest or arms crossed, maybe?
Kind of cropped it weird.
She was Sabine Wren's friend.
Oh, yes. I think very cool, though.
A very cool design. She's human, but her
Yeah,
helmet.
nice
I'm
helmet.
a sucker for a good helmet.
Yep.
And personally, there was a Star Wars card game called Destiny that I really liked, and she was a common card in there. So I hold a special place in my heart for her for that
That's
reason.
fair.
Good. Let's go after you then.
I played
That's
against
good.
you in Destiny, and I did not have a Ketsu Onyo card, so I hold a negative place in my heart for that same reason.
I think she was just in like the standard draft deck.
I think everyone just liked her. I don't know.
Interesting.
And for that, I would say C tier because I think B is getting so stacked in how good it is too.
I think for how limited screen time she has, C tier is generous. I do. It's a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Ketsu
I
Onyo.
would have voted D tier, but I'm fine with her in C tier.
Ketsu Onyo. It's a bounty hunter. All right, and then last but not
Maybe
least,
it is D tier though. Maybe it is D tier because you're looking at all the people in C, and it's like, can you really put her next to Black Chrysanthemum and Greedo?
No, but you can't put her next to some of the other
That's
people.
so that's so weird for me though, because I think Black or Sand should be so much higher, and Greedo should be so much lower.
Why
If
don't
it
you like
helps.
Greedo?
Greedo does nothing.
But look at him. He's so cool.
Not really.
Because Greedo's cool. He's
He
green.
just looks like a literal alien.
Mm-hmm.
What's cooler than that?
Okay, I don't know why no one's agreeing with me. It's so frustrating to know that you're right about something. Anyway,
Oh, I know.
I know, just like us and Fennec Shand, and then us and Greedo. I play both sides.
that
So
way I
you're
always
always
come
on
out on top. All right, let's do Ketsu Onyo in D tier. That's fine. Looking at
Yeah.
everyone else
It
in
feels
the
good.
list.
It feels more
Boo,
correct.
Ketsu Onyo.
All right, last but not least, Zam Wessel.
Definitely an assassin.
Zam? Yeah. Yep.
That's an assassin,
Oh,
not a
yeah.
bounty hunter.
Because, well, I mean,
All right, so are we putting in her in like the do not qualify tier?
no,
or-
absolutely not. She's a bounty
Yeah,
hunter.
yeah.
We counter.
Yeah, because bounty hunters can also absolutely rip people. Say Cad Bane, fucking just killing people.
She is a changeling, which is really cool, but
Yes.
we mostly see her as just a human.
Yes.
Her outfit is unique,
It's cool.
It's
She's
cool.
got a curtain for a mask.
and she did prove to be pretty incompetent at her job.
Yes,
So
but she's a cool
Oh,
ship
she
too.
was so close. I mean, I know in the world of assassinations, it's really pass fail. But if there was a close enough score, she was right there.
if bounty hunting was
She was.
horseshoes or hand grenades, she'd be great.
That's true.
Boy, I mean, you said all of the stuff that I was going to say just in a far more negative tone. So I feel like
All right, hold on. You say it again. You say it in your tone.
Yes, please.
she has a very cool purple outfit that's not just like big and elaborate. It's busy. She got like belt buckles and stuff and tubes going all over the place. I know that picture.
The
you
Tommy
can't really
Wiseau of
see.
Star Wars.
She's the Z in my son's Star Wars ABC book, so I've seen her picture quite often, and her costume is really, really cool. The speeder chase with Anakin was super neat. Her droid is super neat. Her
Yep.
sniper rifle, and then the fact that she's a changeling just elevates her at least 2 tiers right off the rip, because she goes from human girl, which is fine, not noteworthy at all, to one of the most interesting alien designs in all of Star Wars.
And she's got the curtain for the mask. It's so interesting to
It
me.
is interesting.
Again, I don't know how I would have said that more positively, because it is a
I'm not
curtain
saying
for a
negatively.
mask.
I'm just saying
It sounds
it's cool.
negative.
No.
She was afraid of COVID-19 before it was even a thing, man.
I would be
D tier?
comfortable.
What? No way.
I was gonna say I would be comfortable putting her in A tier.
I was gonna say
A-tier.
I was gonna say B. She is, when I think of the prequels, she is the bounty hunter from the prequels. Besides Jango Fett, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think she is so cool, and she's the person that like sticks out to me when I think of Attack of the Clones. Like, she is one of the first people I think of.
So what are you saying? Luke said A tier.
I say B.
You say B. And I said
And you
D.
said D.
So
Let's compromise at B.
I guess that's the way to do it. I can't believe you don't like Zam Wessel so much.
She's fine. It's a
Man.
bounty hunter.
She's a
you know?
changeling.
This is gonna be crazy when we do Jedi like this.
And I think
'cause-
he is a she.
and I feel like this is gonna be insane. Like, we're already
Yeah,
this
move it
it's
to
gonna
B.
be
What are you
interesting.
Anakin got to check Obi-Wan on his misogyny thanks to her. With that line that you just mentioned, you seem lost.
Yeah, because I guess she was a woman at that point too. I was gonna defend him, but yeah, I guess he did just kind of
He-
make that assumption.
He was just assuming it was a boy because
All right, you know
she was
what?
cool.
That's fair. The fact that Obi-Wan Kenobi thought that she was so proficient that he actually thought that Zam Wessel was a boy.
yeah. He was a
I'm
misogynist.
fine with putting her at B tier.
All right.
She
yeah.
sold me. She's so good she could pass as a man.
She got a cool hat too. I will say though, similar to the Forlam toy and the Ketsuanyo Destiny card, we also played a Star Wars game growing up a lot called Epic Duels, and she is
Yeah.
by far the worst character in that.
Oh yeah, dies immediately. No, Greedo. Greedo's the worst one in that.
No, Greedo's cool. I like Greedo.
No, you do not.
Yeah,
Greedo
he's
is the
got his-
sacrificial lamb
he's got
every
it.
game.
because
He
he's
is
got
the
a desperate
pawn.
shot attack. 7 immediately die after if you don't kill him.
Because he's so incompetent. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You cannot say that Greedo's better
Okay,
than.
All right, real quick,
I
real
guess you can
quick.
make the argument.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through the tiers. We're going to reorganize them within the tier. And then each one of us can move one person up or down one
No,
tier.
you're setting yourself up for Fennec Shan, Maxwell.
Oh,
no, you're setting
no.
yourself up for Black or Satin.
So let's start with the F tier.
We can move somebody up or down.
In each tier or just once
Just
through the whole
once.
list?
in the whole list.
Once
Okay.
in the whole list, yeah.
All right, here we go. Starting with the F tier, we have Tasu Leech, Vec Nokru, and Toro Calican.
Solid nobodies. Let's move on.
We're good
Yeah,
with
I'm
that.
fine with that
Yeah.
order, and I don't want to.
This is going within the order itself from best to worst.
I would say Flea over is the best out of the worst, just because he's got that creepy voice and he's hunting Leia. And
Strongly disagree. I think we keep F tier the way
I think,
it
all right,
is.
I'm not.
Yeah.
And I say that as a
I'll-
big Red Hot Chili Peppers fan.
I'll pick my battles.
D tier. This is my I'd take my chances tier. We have Tredgar Volk, IG88, 4LOM or Forlam, Reiko Hardim, and Ketsu Onyo.
You keep saying Hardim. I'm pretty sure it's Hardeen with an N.
It might be.
I think our
Just wanted to put it up there.
IG 88 needs to be a little higher.
A little further left or higher?
Left. Sorry, left.
It is with an N. Reiko Hardin. Apologies. You think who should be further left?
IG.
Just edit in the N sound in post every time you mention
Yes,
it.
that'll be so natural.
Got it.
I think Forlom and IG 11 need to be a little higher than the dragon or the dinosaur guy.
I am in agreement with that.
Do I have to commit now to moving Dinosaur Guy up a tier?
Oh
No,
my god!
Once we are done organizing,
Okay.
we'll do it.
All right, then I won't fight back
Okay, so Tredgar Volk is in the middle of the D tier
for now.
for now.
I also
okay.
think what's her name should actually be higher than fake Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I agree with that. Ketsu Onyo over Reiko Hardin.
Yes,
We're moving her up
absolutely.
to C tier. It's
No,
a
no,
bounty
no,
hunter?
no.
No.
Just
Left
Oh,
of Reiko
oh, oh.
Hardin.
Okay, yeah, I'm good with that. All right, and then we have our C tier. It's a bounty hunter. Black Chrysanthemum, Greedo, Zuckuss, Rook, and Fennec Shand.
I feel like Zuckuss should be in. I don't want to use this as my ult. I just want to see if you guys will agree. I feel like Zuckuss should be lower, and I feel like he should be in front of Forlom, but in the D tier.
I disagree. I like where he is.
All right,
Max.
that was all right.
I don't have a problem with Zuckuss where Zuckuss is. My problem, I have so many problems with this because I think Fennec Shand should be significantly higher. I think Black Chrysanthemum should be significantly higher, and I think Greedo should be significantly lower.
I will say I think Fennec Shand should be 1, Black Chrysanthemum should be 2, Greedo 3.
We're moving Fennec Shand up 4 slots.
Personally, that's
She's
just
still-
me.
Let's talk about it a little bit before we just go grabbing the mouse. I think
Still within the C tier.
I would be comfortable moving her above Zuckuss out of respect for Matt hating Zuckuss.
You want? Yeah, sure. I'll take it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's all bug affiliated species, right?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's true.
All right, moving on to our B tier. We had Dengar.
Whoa, no fight with you, Maxwell, at all.
I'm picking my battle. Hold on. We'll get there.
You're just like, this is small potatoes for.
We have our B tier, our notable hunters. We have Dengar, Bosk, Embo, IG-11, Aura Singh, and Zam Wessel.
Bosk needs to be number 1, I think.
Bosk above Dengar. I
Yep.
agree. I would put IG-11 above both of them also.
I would too. That's what I was gonna say. I feel like IG-11 should be at the
He
front of that
deserves
list.
it. I would say he's my
And then
third favorite of those,
Zam
but-
also above
I'd say
probably Bosk in my mind.
Oh,
Between
damn.
IG-11 and Bosk, I think.
I think Zam behind Dengar, because I think Bosk to me is like, that's the one character I want to know more about, and I still love that he looks like a rebel pilot but just yellow. I think that's so cool.
It's
That
the
is
same.
fun.
It's supposed to be the exact same costume as like an episode of Doctor Who.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I've
It's
seen
a
that
fun
before.
fact,
the
but I-
side by side.
I've never seen Doctor Who, so I can't attest to that. Okay, yeah, I feel like Zam should be higher within the B tier, so I'm fine with putting her kind of towards the middle.
Well, all right. What about just one more over Dengar? Zam over Dengar? I mean, come on.
I could agree to that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, she actually does something in the movies.
But look at how nice and cozy Dengar looks.
Zam is the
I
most
know.
relatable too because her
she fails all the time.
line- one of her only lines is it's just a job, man.
It's just a job.
That echoes in my soul.
All right, moving on to our A tier. This is a league of their own. We have Din Djarin, Asajj Ventress, and Baylor Valance.
I think we nailed it.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Yeah, I like that.
And then we have our S tier, cream of the crop, you're already dead. Boba Fett, Jango Fett, and Cad Bane.
I also think we nailed it personally. Oh, and Luke's
I would
got.
put Jango above Boba, but I think I was outvoted.
yeah.
I know Matt was on the Boba train. Max.
I'm on the Boba train. I think Boba above Jango.
Okay.
But I think Jango second.
Absolutely.
Okay. And
Okay.
so it is.
All right. Matthew, let's start with you. If you now get to move one person up or down.
Do they
in
get to
this
choose
list.
where he is in the next tier list, or will it just go
Yeah,
into
how
the
does that
last or
work?
first spot respectively? I guess it should probably just go into the last or first spot respectively.
Yeah, sure.
So moving one person up and or down.
Or
not-
down.
Yeah.
And only one. Up or down, only one
Man,
tier. So
interesting.
you can't boost an F tier to S. Because it was based on compromises.
Do you guys want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm going to make a pitch again. Well, it's not a pitch. I get to say. I'm going to move Din Djarin up to S tier.
Oh, all
Hmm.
right.
I feel pretty confident that he should be among the ranks of Boba Fett, Jango Fett, and Cad Bane. We didn't see Mandalorian take on Cad Bane at the end of the book of Boba Fett. We saw him take on Boba Fett, actually. But we have seen Mando take on Boba Fett, and I feel like they are of similar caliber. So I put him in the same. And I don't hold it against Mandalorian that he changed his armor to something that I think is less cool. I still hold him in high esteem because his original armor was so cool.
I would like to put Mandalorian back in A tier.
Son of a
No,
bitch.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'd allow it, but it would be petty.
I'll move him to B tier.
I just really wanted.
Fuck Max. All right. So with that said, Matt, you want to go or Luke? Luke, do you know what
Luke,
you're
please
doing?
go.
Yeah, I want to move Dino Guy up a tier.
Jesus Christ, are you kidding me?
He's so cool.
All right. Tredgar Volk. It's a bounty hunter. He does. I mean, looking at the pictures on this list, maybe the coolest creature design, but it's just a velociraptor. I don't know. It is cool.
He's amazing. I love him so much.
Did
He
I-
was
did I
one of my
waste-
favorite parts of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I'm worried now that I wasted my pick on Din Djarin instead of Black Chrysanthemum.
Nah,
Because now
Black
he's in the
Chrysanthemum's
same
looking cozy
tier
right
as
there.
Dino Guy.
Well, yeah, now in hindsight, yeah, but whatever. No, I'm
I
good.
just-
Din Djarin deserves to be an S tier.
All right, Matt,
This
round
is
it out.
where I was just like thinking of how like it feels weird. I think Zam is better than Fennec Shan. I like Zam better. I think she's cooler than Fennec Shan. And so putting her in B tier feels like it's equal to Zam. I almost feel like. And then I also feel like Black
Are you getting your words mixed up? I'm confused on what you're saying.
I was
Zam is better than Fennec Shan. That's how it is already.
Yes, so I was debating Fennec Shan moving Fennec Shan up, but I was
You were
like, well,
debating moving her up? I just
Yep.
didn't even fathom that as a possibility.
and it feels weird. But then I also feel like Fennec Shan and Black Chrysanthemum feel like they're in the same category. So the only thing I'm gonna move is, and I don't really have a huge preference, but I'm just gonna go small potatoes and put Zuckuss in D.
Okay, but
oh,
I'm good with that actually. That's fine.
yeah.
Putting Zuckuss at the top of the D tier, and then the D tier, you got your Zuckuss IG 88 4 LOM. They're together at least. That's good.
That's true. They
It feels
should
you
be
can't
together.
separate brothers.
All right.
You know,
I feel good about
Max's
this.
sister-in-law has 4 cats because she can't separate them. You know, it just feels the same thing.
And Zuckuss and 4LOM are basically cats.
Exactly.
All right. Sounds good. Well,
I like
I
this.
like
tier
this.
list.
I think this
Yeah.
is good.
I think this is good,
This
yeah.
is a solid list. Let us know. Let us know what you think. Let us know if there's anyone that we left off the list. We didn't mention that. I hope there isn't. I tried to look up as many as I could.
You should have said S. S. Let us know if there's any.
S. Let us know if there's any hunters we missed. Let us know if you think we royally screwed up on any of these. If you think any of these are way higher or lower than you think. Do you think Tredgar Volk is a C tier category?
Sure.
Or do you think he should be F tier? And what do you think about Mandalorian? Is he S tier? Is he A tier? Lower? Who knows? Let us know. You can reach out to us across social media at Force for Thought, and you can email us at forceforthought@gmail.com.
Do we have any force for thought today?
Do we have Force for Thought?
I have force for thought.
Luke does.
I was rewatching Revenge of the Sith, the first hour at least,
Jesus.
and
That's long. That's you
Yeah.
made it farther than you usually do before you fall asleep.
Sure. The Republic is taking out. They're having the space battle above Coruscant, and the Republic, the clones, are shooting down the Invisible Hand, Grievous's flagship, and they cripple it. They win. The flagship starts crashing down.
Mhm.
Did they not know, or did they just choose not to hold back, knowing that the captive Chancellor was on board that ship? Because that wasn't a secret. Anakin and Obi-Wan knew, and they wouldn't have hidden that information.
That's interesting. How much faith do you think they had in Anakin and Obi-Wan completing their mission? What was the plan? Did they know that they crashed because they had to like fly that ship back down onto Coruscant? But they
Right.
probably just presumed that they would fly out of there with the same ships they came in on. But you can't take away a person on that. That's a one-seater.
Yeah.
So I think the
Interesting.
admirals in the Grand Army of the Republic are thinking it's a done deal. They sent in Anakin and Obi-Wan. They're for sure getting the Chancellor and getting out.
With
Let's
no
just kill
idea
Grievous
how.
and Dooku.
Interesting.
That's
I guess they have
interesting.
so much faith in them that they're doing that. Or the other way around, they just don't care and they're like, Yaddle's gone, no one cares. They can do whatever.
They've been in distress since Seattle's been missing.
I've been thinking about that.
That was a good force
Best
for thought,
force for
wasn't
thought
it?
we've ever had.
But I like this
Thanks.
one too. This is good because, yeah, I wonder.
They're
there's-
really going ham. It like cuts to the clone ship,
They're-
and they're like loading the batteries and firing.
I mean, the Battle of Coruscant. I know it just like jumps to that at the beginning of the movie, but that is a major event in that war. Like they knew going into it that was a major invasion and that this was going to be like the end of the war one way or another.
Yeah.
You don't just casually invade Coruscant.
And
The
capture the
capital of the
leader
galaxy.
of the Republic. Like, yeah, that's a war ender.
Yeah, I mean, if they thought like, oh, that's so interesting. They were like, hey, we got Grievous and Dooku on that ship. We can take them both down now, but it's going to kill our Chancellor. I think they did. I think that was a calculated decision. And they were like, we'll send in the 2 best Jedi, see if they can save him. But if not, but did they take that into consideration too? Were they like, oh, but we might also kill Anakin, Obi-Wan,
2 best
and Palpatine?
Yeah. The big three.
R2
Then it
best. I thought
doesn't
you were
seem
saying
worth it.
R2, and I'm like, yeah, R2 also.
And R2 was there. Oh man. No, I'm gonna say that was negligent. Now that
You
was a
think
bad
negligence?
decision. Not worth only Dooku and Grievous.
I agree. I think they could have at least been in contact with Anakin and Obi-Wan aboard the Invisible Hand and talking to him, because the ship goes down after Grievous escapes, when Anakin and Obi-Wan have control of the ship.
Mhm.
Then the clones destroy it. They definitely could have called him off.
Yeah.
Good call, Luke.
All
Good
right.
thoughts for that.
The Clone Wars ended with just a lucky break for the clones, I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah, those clones were all getting court-martialed and executed if they don't land the Invisible Hand safely on Coruscant.
Did they anyway? Did anyone talk to him afterwards? Like, guys, what the fuck? We were on that thing. You knew what we were doing.
I don't know.
I mean, like, they literally guided these Jedi on board. They knew that they were there.
The more I think about it, it sounds vindictive. It's like, okay, you guys go. Don't tell them, and then nuke it.
I mean, it makes sense had they known Order 66 beforehand, because then it'd be like, yeah, we're just going to kill these guys anyway. That's fine. But they didn't. I don't know. It's
No, it'd make less
interesting.
sense if they knew about Order 66 beforehand, because they'd be only loyal to the Chancellor and not the actual Republic.
Oh my gosh.
None of it makes sense.
This is an onion. This is an onion.
All right.
Let us know what you think.
Forget about the tier list.
I'm perplexed.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
See you, Sammy.